thank you today, Lord, for this day and for this county, Lord, and for our students and our teachers and all those that work so hard, Lord, in this system. And we pray, God, you give us discernment and ability, Lord, and a right heart to make decisions to benefit everyone involved. And we ask that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Creekmore, here. Burge. Fields, here. Heatherly, here. James,
Here.
Lastly,
Here.
Lester,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Morgan,
Here.
Corey, here.
I'm sorry there's no microphones. I'll try to speak as loudly as I can. First, we're going to have the train iPad presentation.
We made it.
As you all know, we sponsored a light switch sticker contest in Campbell County Schools for students to design a light switch that would help people remember to turn the lights off when they leave a room, because that's the easiest way of saving energy. And we have one elementary school winner, one middle school winner, and one high school winner. And these winners, we've mass-produced these, so every elementary school in Campbell County and all the light switches will have this winning design on it, the same for the middle and the same for the high. So, the first winner in elementary division, a beautiful, beautiful drawing, is Chloe Jo Creekmore from Jellicoe Elementary in the 5th grade.
Miss Creekmore is playing basketball. Multi-talented.
Are you a family member?
I'm actually her assistant principal.
Well, so yes, you can take that with you.
Or you can give it to her family member.
We'll present this at assembly. That'll be awesome.
I hope she does well on her basketball game and tell her congratulations.
Well, thank you. She chose team over individual, so I couldn't argue
No,
with that.
that's good. And I don't know if you can see this, but this was her winning design. But here after a few weeks, you can probably check out any elementary school and it'll be on them. So in the middle school division, from Jacksboro Middle School, 8th grader Logan J. Petra.
He also had a scheduling conflict. He was unable to. So I will be happy to take that. I will be at their school tomorrow for a presentation.
Okay. Well, I think we only need to see the one. And in the high school division, from Campbell County High, Piper Williams. Great job. And hers is Snoopy. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's really, really good and detailed.
Good job, Pop.
Congratulations. Thank you for doing it. And thank you for letting us sponsor the contest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have some student recognition. Okay, I'm going to.
We have decided we are going to recognize some more students tonight. We're going to begin with Elk Valley. We're going to recognize the Elk Ambassadors. These students are the school leaders for things such as welcoming visitors, mentoring students in younger grades, leading activities, and helping organize activities at their school and community. They are vital to the school's success as they learn to effectively support their peers in becoming productive members of the school. We're going to recognize these students. There are special things happening at all our schools with our students, and we're going to recognize some of these at the schools, but these students are going to be here tonight. So if the Elk Ambassadors would please come forward. Stand up here in front, please. I'd like to present you with a certificate acknowledging your achievement. You can just come here in front of everyone. Where is Hannah? Is Hannah Brewer? if you'll just turn around and face the audience. Hannah, congratulations. Give you congratulations. Where is Elise? Elise Douglas. Congratulations, Elise. Luke Landis. He isn't here, okay. Hayden Llewellyn. Congratulations, Hayden. Emily Morgan. Congratulations, Emily. Is it Avery?
Yes.
Avery Owens?
Yes.
Congratulations. Autumn Rutherford. Congratulations, Autumn. Let me see, I have two, let me make sure. Okay, there you go. And Logan Vaughn. Congratulations, Logan. We appreciate your hard work and the job that you're doing at your school. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
And for their first speaking job, Avery has something to invite you all to.
On November 30th, from 6 to 8, we have our STEM night, and you all are welcome to come.
I look forward to being there. Also, if you have noticed the artwork that is displayed in front of the courtroom, these are works of art that students from Jellicoe High School entered into the Louie Bluey art contest. And I'm going to recognize the students who won these awards. Alyssa Angel. First place in the Louie Bluey acrylic paint art contest. She also won third place in the Louie Bluey acrylic art contest. So here are both your certificates. Congratulations, great job. Maddie Cox. Is Maddie? Okay. Maddie was recognized, she won second place in the charcoal division of the art contest. And she also won third place in the 3D object contest. Diane Hall. Okay. She was the first place winner in the mixed media art contest. Sarah Phillips. For Postmark Arts in Education. Congratulations. And she also was second place in the Louie Bluey acrylic paint art contest. And second place in the 3D object art contest. Congratulations. Lacey Tucker. Okay, Lacey was the second place winner in the Louie Bluey mixed media art contest. Okay, and are you their art?
I'm the art teacher.
Okay, and it's something to see to visit Jellicoe High School and their art program. You do an excellent job, and thank you for your hard work. Much appreciated. And
Ms. Field, would it be possible for maybe the students to come and hold their artwork up where we could show it to the crowd and we could see it?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
They have the students come forward and hold their artwork up where the crowd
Yes,
can see
please
it.
come back up here.
And maybe we can see it.
Absolutely.
We'll describe it.
Maybe get a good picture.
If you all want to go back and get some pieces and hold that.
Can't hold that. Pass it around.
Tricky. And turn around for the TV too.
That is. And girls, if you would, and ladies, if you would turn it around for the
Yeah, this is an apple board. I'm afraid to touch it. That is awesome. Look at that little delicate.
Who did this one?
Sarah Phillips.
And I have worked the art show and the Louis competition in previous years, and it is tough. There's a lot of really, really outstanding artwork there, so congratulations.
Okay, next is approval of consent agenda. Make a motion to approve that.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Creekmore.
Yes.
Burge.
Yes.
Fields.
Yes.
Heatherly.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Lastly.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Ford.
Now the approval of the regular agenda.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the resolution.
I'll see.
Creekmore.
Yes.
Burge.
Yes.
Fields.
Yes.
Heatherly.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Lastly.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Comments from the chair. All I have is, we need to schedule our, going over the data for the test scores and all that. When did you have in mind? The week after Thanksgiving?
The week after Thanksgiving, I know, Friday, the 30th is
That,
the STEM night, so that's on a good night.
about Wednesday. Somebody give you Wednesday? We don't conflict with the holiday. Huh?
We are actually, the supervisors are the ones presenting the data this year because we already compiled all the information to present to the principals. So we'll get back to you.
So, anybody got a time preference?
Did you say Wednesday?
Wednesday, yes, it could be the.
That's the 30th.
The 28th, Wednesday.
What's now?
Open for suggestions on time.
Well, 5:30.
5:30. That way we can church.
That is all I have, other than I would like to thank Ms. Warwick for her service and working with me. And directors, monthly reports.
There is nothing to report. We have some.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Parker, come on up here. I'm sorry, I forgot you. Sorry. Stand right there. Where do you come?
You can come right over here with
Come right
us
over
if you
here.
would be more.
Okay, so I got a paper to pass out to you all, pass that down to you. I was trying to get a plaque put on the school in like remembrance of Connor because he meant so much to all of us and he was he was all of our friends. He was all our friends. And it would roughly cost about $2,300 at most to be a 16 by 24 bronze plaque. It can have, in the picture it has 3 pictures on it, but it can have from 1 to 5, and you can have whatever we want to put on it. But if I could get it done, I'd like to have Wendy put whatever she wanted on it, because that's kind of like the right thing to do, just let her have control over that. And I was coming to you all to see if you all could fund it, because he went to the school. Yeah. That's all.
Thank you, Parker. Good job.
Parker.
Connor is a former classmate of Parker, who passed away, lost his battle to cancer. And this will be a nice memorial for him.
Thought about putting it like right outside the door, kind of where, because on the wall with the door, they have like the button you press to get in, and then there's an open wall right there, kind of where, like in between the pillars, kind of. I thought right there would be a good spot, or maybe inside by the gym, or just whichever.
Well, I'd like to thank you for your initiative.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll go along with your say I'm good for this.
We will definitely move forward on this, and whatever we need to do with finance or whatever, yeah, whatever brings it back.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You may want to consider going to do that after middle school. You don't ever want to see this happen again, but in the event that it does, maybe it would be something you could add to if
Some kind of plaque with space to put more names, we don't want to even think, let our minds go that way, but Jocko High School has a very nice one, and sadly, we're going to have to do other schools too. Recognize guest replacement.
Good evening. In your packets, you will find the financial statements for the month of September 2018. The first one is the 141 General Purpose School Fund. Cash with the trustee is $5,138,695. Revenues are in at 17.2%, and expenditures are at 24%. The 142 School Federal Projects Fund has cash with the trustee of $248,413, and the revenues and expenditures both are at 18.6%. The 143 Central Cafeteria Fund, cash with the trustee is $562,445. Revenues are at 18.6%, and expenditures are at 21.3%. So, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
Is there any discussion? Call roll.
Creekmore?
Yes.
Byrd?
Yes.
Fields?
Yes.
Heatherly?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Lester?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to approve the budget amendments and resolutions. In your packet, you will find 6 budget amendments. So how would you like to proceed with that? Do you want to do them as a whole?
All in one.
Okay. So do you want me to read them, or do you want to just do them? Okay. Okay. Okay, on the first one, the General Assembly had changed the way the methodology for the collections of the telecommunication taxes are distributed, so the school system does not get those any longer. So that the revenues were adjusted accordingly. The second one is a new funding, the second one is the internet connectivity change there. The third one is 2 new programs that the school system are going to receive, the Priority School Grant and the Teacher Leader Program. Budget amendment number 4, the school system received more money for the flu shots, so that revenue was increased. Budget amendment number 5 is a new program that the schools received. It's called the School Improvement Grant. And then the 6th one is just alignment between the Title I programs and the Title IV for the transfer to other funds that's required in E-Plan. So is there any questions on those?
11.5, that's, elementary.
It is.
There's no questions, can I get a motion to approve? Resolutions
11-1 through 11-6.
11-1 through 11-6. Any further discussion? Call her.
Creekmore,
Yes.
Burge,
Yes.
Fields,
Yes.
Heatherly,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Lastly,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Miller, Morgan,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And that's all that we have at this time. There's no bids or no
So we're
contracts.
down to base on.
Good evening. The September reports were put into the cloud for your review. The audit has been completed. I will try to get those reports out to you by the next school board meeting. We had one finding countywide, segregation of duties, and that's where there's not 2 people within a bookkeeping office. We had 6 schools that had a perfect audit, no recommendations or comments, and the 6 schools that did not have the perfect audit, their recommendations were minor. For example, at White Oak School, the bank statements that were coming in did not have the backside of the canceled checks. I took care of that this week. The 6 perfect schools was Carroll Elementary School, Jacksboro Middle School, Jellicoe High School, Eufaula Elementary School, Valley View, and Wynn. But countywide, segregation of duties was the only finding. So the girls are doing a great job. They are. It's always been stuff. I've got good employees out in the school. Thank you.
Thank you. We have one item for action, consider revising board policy 5.311, changing the vacation leave. There was one word that needed to be taken out. Other than that was the only thing. Correct.
Line 28, full-time support personnel are not contract employees. They recommend removing that language. They are at will. And that's by TSBA. And with furthermore on the policies, we've been working hard on them this month. We will be taking a big jab at it next month on bringing a lot of these down and improving, getting up to date. I appreciate everybody's help, and just know I'm working hard on it.
You definitely took on a lot, and you're appreciated for that.
I make a motion to approve this.
Second motion. Any questions, comments?
Comments is directly toward Jeff and the great job he's doing. He has been very thorough. He spent a lot of time on it, he's researched, and I am so proud of him. He's just done a great, great job. And I talked to the policy person in Nashville this weekend, and she was very complimentary about all of his hard work, so thank you.
Appreciate that.
Make it a, call it Creekmore,
Yes.
Burge,
Yes.
Fields,
Yes.
Heatherly,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Lastly,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Motion passed. No other discussion, anything at this time? Legal matters?
We have two short matters. One, you all had asked us to prepare a conveyance of the subletting of the property at Carroll Elementary School. We contacted TVA, they approved it. They said as long as there was a reversion clause back, we forwarded a copy to the chairman and to, I'm blanking on the lady's name at the city of Carroll. Yes, Vicki. So all of that is done. I think it's just awaiting a signature from Carroll. It'll have a reversion clause. So if at any time they fail to maintain casualty insurance that indemnifies you, or if at any time that they quit operating as a park, it reverts back to you and your agreement with TVA stands. Second item is something we'll need to take action on. About 2 years ago, for the newer board members, we had a situation with an employee that had done several instances of inappropriate sexual conduct with some children and with staff. He appealed it all the way to the board and was ultimately terminated for cause at an administrative hearing. He has subsequently been arrested in the Pigeon Forge school system. We were contacted by a sheriff's deputy up there who's conducting the investigation and wanted to know why we had not contacted the state. I explained to him that we had. He then forwarded that information to the state of Tennessee through the licensing committee. They were flabbergasted that the Pigeon Forge school system had not contacted, at a minimum, us for a reference and how they had missed terminating his license, because when you're disciplined for cause, it's an automatic suspension of your teaching license. They have asked that we provide them a copy of the transcript that was taken. As you all recall, the hearing lasted over 3 days. We have a copy ready to go out, but I cannot release it to the state. It would only go to the State Department of Education. It would not be used in his criminal investigation unless the Department of Education did so. But I think they are trying to negotiate a guilty plea up in Sevierville for the action. So I would request that you all make a motion to allow me to contact or to give the State of Tennessee Department of Education a full transcript of the hearing and of the board's action in terminating.
Motion.
I'll say.
One question on the accountability of the insurance on the Carroll property. Who will be responsible for?
Carroll will be responsible for providing a certificate of insurance to the director of schools and the chairman of the Board of Education. And every year, every time they renew it, they will be responsible for providing you the certificate.
Any other questions or comments? Creekmore?
Yes.
Burge?
Yes.
Fields?
Yes.
Heatherly?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Lastly?
Yes.
Lester?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes.
Motion passed.
That's all I have.
Thank you, David. Recognize school board members, I guess since we're out of order, we'll start with John. Please.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. Medley with the health science class, her HOSA class. They're going to take a field trip, a very educational field trip. It was like a body exhibit. It was amazing. It was great. They did a really good job, and those kids were, I was amazed because they were saying, we recognize this because we learned this in anatomy last year, or we learned this in our, so the other classes, they had recognized the wording and things, and so it was very educational. So, and I was able to attend that, so that was amazing. So,
Just want to commend the artwork from Jellicoe. It was really great. And Elk Valley, great job, guys. What you do, appreciate that.
I'll second that. Great job.
Well, as usual, I have several things. First of all, I want to ditto what they've said because, hey, and you guys really look sharp in your black shirts, fantastic. Yes, but thank you for your interest and your hard work. There's one thing that I wanted Gail to update us on, and that is their Day on the Hill, because she did make reservations for the board. So, Gail, if you would tell them the cutoff date to cancel that.
It's 2 weeks prior to, and the exact date, I believe, it's in February. Just a moment. I believe so. 18th and 19th. All of you are registered, and all of you have hotel accommodations at the DoubleTree, so everything is already in place.
And thank you, Ms. Gail, for your efficiency, because they always have a shortage in that hotel. And thank you for being on top of things and getting everybody in that hotel. The other thing is I want to thank Jennifer for her sweet spirit, her dedication to be here and to be a part of our board. And just know that we love you and we appreciate you being here. And I want to say congratulations to Mr. Noah over there and welcome him to the board. And next meeting, his swearing in is the 21st, and then we'll be glad to have him a part of our board too. The other thing is we just had our state convention last week, and I want to give a great big thank you to Nancy and Owen, the trained people. They invited our board out for a wonderful meal one night while we were at the convention, and thank you so much for your generosity to the board and for what you're doing with your trained company for our system. And the other thing is, at our convention, we have a delegate assembly, and Brent and Lisa and our delegates and I would like for them to share with you their experience of serving on the delegate assembly. So Brent, you want to go first?
Well, it's a really interesting experience. It's where the TSBA come together and come up with ideas and rules that affect all the school systems in the state of Tennessee, and they take that information forward and they lobby for change for the schools. So Lisa and I had the opportunity to vote on ideas and suggestions and move forward with some of that to help the schools in the state of Tennessee.
Lisa?
It's a great experience. A lot of the other school systems in the state come together and everybody works together, and you're allowed to, like if you want to make a change, if something is in your school system that you feel that needs to be amended or changed, then you can lobby for that and bring it before this assembly, and then they vote whether it needs to be changed or left the same or whatever. And a lot of things were changed, so people, and then they spoke and gave just cause of how they felt why this needs to be, changed or amended, and brought the problems forward or solutions, and we got to vote on that. We were allowed to listen to, what they wanted to say about it, and, they convince you or, change your mind, but it was great. And everybody worked together, and so we got some things were able to be changed and, like I said, move forward. So it was a really, it's a real important part of what we do down there, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
And also things that sounded good on the surface, when the discussion took place, you seen that it really wasn't that great an idea, because when you look down the road, the effect it has, detrimental to causes. So, it's really a good opportunity to talk these things out rather than just act on them. So.
Yeah, and we had, I think, a total of 16 resolutions, and they all passed, but except one. And the board of directors work on these all through the year, and then at the end of the year before the delegate assembly, they either oppose or recommend or take no action, or they do not take a position on it. And once we get those approved in our delegate assembly, then it's passed over to the General Assembly, and Ben Torres, who is one of our attorneys, lobbies on the Hill for those changes. And people in the audience and people on the board, if you know of a resolution that would benefit or change the course of our educational system, you can bring that to our board, and we can develop a resolution and send it in to TSBA to be considered. So it's open to everybody. And one last thing, the convention, we had a record number registered this year. It was 725, and we had over 400 at the leadership conference. And Ronnie, I would like to ask you just to express your feelings about the leadership conference, because I looked up, he had knee surgery, complete replacement 2 weeks prior to that convention, and I looked up, and here he came on his crutch, hobbling over to a table, and I said, oh my gosh, how awesome. So would you share your feelings about that?
Enjoyed the conference, enjoyed the guests that they had there. The young man with the handicap HK was magnificent and quite inspiring. And I was pleased to be there. I had to give it up on Saturday.
It was a real trooper, yeah. Oh, and we did have the two candidates for governor come by and speak to us briefly on Friday morning, I guess it was. Yeah, and Jennifer, you were there at that leadership. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, it was a very good conference. I enjoyed all the speakers. I really liked the gentleman in the morning who talked about dealing with difficult people, because that's not just in the school system, that's in every walk of life.
Yeah.
Those skills are good for everything.
He was the superintendent of Dade County, in Florida, and he had a real difficult name, and it was my duty to introduce him. It was a real, I don't know if it was Spanish or what, but we sat down together at the table before the meeting was to begin, and I said, sir, would you look at me face to face? And he just raised up from his chair and he said, yes, ma'am. I said, would you pronounce your name to me? Look at me and pronounce your name to me, because I don't want to mess it up. But he was awesome. It was a real good conference. Who else was there? Josh.
Just the overall experience was great for me. Just learning, as everyone knows, I'm new, and any chance that you get a chance to learn new ideas, fresh ideas, to better our education system is nice. But the speaker from Dade County, he really impressed me. Brent called him Rico Suave, and this guy he was good at what he does. He is, but it was an overall great experience. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And Krista, did you?
I didn't get there until very much. I missed all that.
Well, you know, I wanted to share that with everybody tonight, because these conventions and meetings that we go on, they're not like mini vacations. For the people that go with the right attitude, as you can hear, as evidence here, we learn and we bring things back to strengthen our school system. And hey, to us Campbell County students they are number one in our lives and in our hearts. And I just thank everybody for your participation. And Jennifer.
Ms. Fay, I would like to say congratulations to you. Ms. Heatherly was voted school board member for the state of Tennessee, so congratulations to you. She also ended her reign as TSBA president, and you did a great job serving.
term, they serve one more year on the board of directors as immediate past president. So that's another year of opportunity to deal with the board of directors, you know, to represent Campbell County, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. I didn't believe you timed it.
Very short. I just want to thank the Elk Valley School and the students that are here. They did awesome, and you guys need to go by and see it. It's a great school. I encourage you to come up for STEM night on the 30th. And also, if you haven't been to Jellicoe and seen what this lady does and how hard her students work, you need to go see. I know you'll be impressed, and she's a great teacher. We're thankful to have her, so thank you. I go last.
Yeah. Robin?
I would like to thank Ms. D also for the work she does at Jellicoe High School. Having been there a few years, the artwork that she's displayed around the school, her students consistently win awards that they go compete in, and she does a tremendous job with the art. And I may take a sol up there sometime and do a little help with me there. Yeah, she does a great job, in fact. And we'd like to thank Jennifer for the time that she has served us in the 4th District, and we'll miss. And we'd also like to welcome Noah.
Yeah, it's real emotional. I thank you all so much. This has been good for me. It was my pleasure to do it. I'm proud to do it. For your prayers and your comments.
All right. I would like to say a few words thanking Ms. Ork for her service and dedication.
Y'all gonna stop.
Well, listen, I was deer hunting last week, and this is on my mind, and I have got to say it. I appreciate her service and dedication to this board and to this school system. When I first came onto this board back in September, she was the first one to shake my hand and welcome me. She showed me respect, and I'll never forget it. That is something, you know, you take to heart when people treat you with respect. And I just want to say for many years that the team of Mike and Jennifer Orrick served this board admirably. And they've done a lot for the school system. It's greatly appreciated. And I've had family on this board. They work well together, and I know the stories. And on behalf of everybody in my district, my family, and me, I thank you. Thumbs up. And welcome the new board member. And I look forward to working with you on the stalemate. I welcome it. I look forward to hearing that, okay? I'm done.
Okay, I want to thank Train for their contest in our schools. I've not got to see any of them, but I look forward to seeing them, and we appreciate your kindness and everything that you do for Campbell County Schools. And Joseph High School, to my school, so. Anybody have anything else? Don't have anything else? Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next month, or next month.
Make a motion, would you?